back at it again, and we have one with Dave Rubin. Let's dive in.
On the televised mental institution of NBC, they are also acknowledging that there's a big problem for the Democrats when it comes to minorities, because the Democrats have basically owned minorities. And what happens when minorities start figuring out what's what? What do you have to do? You got to scare the hell out of them.
And it's in campaigns we have these ideals of, okay, to that third that Dow's talking about, they got to understand they have skin in the game. And right now, they don't really believe they have skin in the game. That's the point that Dow's making. Campaigns, we got to give them a reason to feel they have skin in the game, that this is important to them, that losing democracy is important to them. And whether or not it be telling women that, you know what, women, you think you're losing your rights now? What do you think is going to happen if we don't have democracy? You know what, African Americans, particularly African American men who are showing the lowest motivation to turn out in this midterm, you think things are tough for you right now? Where do you think you're going to stand in a country in America where there's no democracy, where they have absolutely no interest or at all in respecting your rights? We've got to let these people understand that they've got skin in this game, and we got to scare the hell out of them, because quite frankly, Nicole, they should be afraid that we're going to lose our democracy.
Genuine question. First off, why is he saying that having a Republican or Republicans in office would cause us to lose our democracy? Is there something that I'm missing? It's a genuine question. If anything, I would say the current administration is taking us towards losing our democracy. And I'll explain why a little bit. If you checked out the World Economic Forum, they talked about a great reset. You'll own nothing and you'll be happy. When I look at everything happening right now, I think of a great reset attempting to form, because everything's crashing. Everything's going haywire. Gas prices are going out the wazoo. It's gonna become a point. There's gonna become a point where people no longer even want to go to work because gas prices are just so high. It's basically working for nothing because you're having to put so much money into your gas tank. So I feel like gasoline, powered cars are becoming obsolete. I feel like the dollar bill they're trying to make that become obsolete. They've just printed it out the wazoo to devalue it. You look at the price of groceries and everything else, crime, everything is going down the toilet. So when I check out the World Economic Forum and they talk about a great reset, what needs to happen with a great reset? A lot of chaos, a lot of things going in the toilet, a great reset, a reset. I could totally be wrong. Let me know in the comment section. And with the great reset, the World Economic Forum talked about owning nothing, and basically they would control everything. I don't see that as a democracy. I don't see that as America. I see that as some weird, Klaus Schwabian, kind of situation going on. So, like I said, if anything, I think the Democrats being or staying in office would take us out of democracy. But like I said, I could be wrong. You guys can let me know how you feel about it in the comment section. If I'm completely off, educate me. That's what this is all about, having open and honest conversations about it all, putting it all out on Front Street. So let's conversate. All right, let's continue on.
Quite frankly, Nicole, they should be afraid that we're going to lose our democracy.
But also another thing, the fear mongering of it all. It's just wild to me. If you have the facts to back up what it is that you're saying, why do you need to fearmonger? It's a genuine question. If you have facts to back up what it is that you have to say, your claims, then why do you need to fearmonger? He literally just flat out said it. And I feel there's been quite a few Democrats that have come out and just said just whatever. The guy who we checked out maybe 2 weeks ago, who said, we don't care about your Supreme Court. We'll pack it. We don't care about your checks and balances systems. We'll destroy it. And we will do what it is that we want to do. He literally said that. That is not a conspiracy theory. I don't remember the gentleman's name. That is not me making up something. We watched the video together right here on the channel. He said that. A Democrat. We will destroy it so we can do what it is that we want to do. You know what I mean? So, if I'm wrong, let me know in the comment section. But from hearing that and watching all of this stuff going on, it seems like the Democrats are trying to destroy it all. But I don't know. Like I said, y'all let me know.
It's a fantasy land. It's genuinely a fantasy land. There are people that watch MSNBC, and it's not that many people anymore, right? It's not that many people anymore. But there's a set of people that are influential in the political world that watch that respond to that. And you're watching that thinking that, what are you saying? The Republicans are coming for your rights. The Republicans are coming for black people and all of those things. As you guys know, we've talked about it a million times. Black and Latino unemployment was at an all-time low when Donald Trump was president, when the Congressional Black Caucus sat there. When he said it, remember he said it at the State of the Union, black and Latino unemployment at an all-time low. Man, we don't like you, orange man. We hate you more than we like black and Latino people. Latinos are leaving the Democrat Party in droves. They are leaving, and even CNN is talking about it.
There are differences in what's going on with the Latino vote. If you look at Texas, Florida, and Arizona, these are three districts that are a little bit
Democratic margins and majority Hispanic districts. Whoa.
Let's call them emblematic of what we're talking about. Florida 27, this is the Miami-Dade area. It went from being Clinton by 19 in 2016 to Biden by just 3 in 2020. Texas 15, that is on the Mexico border. Clinton 16 to Biden plus 2. Arizona, this is the Tucson area. So Arizona is a place that some Democrats say think that helped Biden win that state. Absolutely. It went from Clinton 29 to Biden 27. So not a huge shift, but still, in Texas and in Florida, there are big erosions happening in the Latino.
You see how she...
Yeah, those were some big shifts
so not
right
a huge
there.
shift.
From 19 to 3 and 16 to 2. And I'd say it's gone the other direction now. Like, it's not even a plus anymore. But y'all let me know how y'all feeling in the comment section.
But still, in Texas and in Florida, there are big erosions happening in the Latino.
You see how she didn't want to say the last part? She kind of paused. She was kind of choking on her words. It's happening, but still, it's happening. Everyone gets why this is happening. There's many reasons why it's happening. First off, generally speaking, Latino communities, whether they are Mexican or Honduran or wherever they might be, they lean in their cultural norms. They lean a little more conservative. The Democrats have done a great job. They've particularly done this with the black community, you know my feelings on the word community, that they've confused people into thinking that big government means good things, that if we give you things, that is good. But the ethics, the cultural values of these communities tend to be a little more conservative. Then you take what's going on in Texas with these open borders and people that are just pouring through our borders. Well, if you were a new immigrant to America, a legal immigrant, and you did it fairly, right? Or it was your father or mother or grandparents that did it fairly, and you lived in one of these border communities, and you're working hard and doing the American dream, doing what you probably are doing right now, or what your parents or grandparents or great-grandparents did before you, and you're working hard to get more so that your kids will have more and all of that stuff. And then you see in your border town somewhere in Texas, you see all of these people just pouring in, and the government's going to give them money, and the government's going to give them phones and other benefits and all of those things. You might be annoyed, and then you might be able to...
Hold on, the government's paying them? Talk about just throwing money at, if that is true, if that is true, talk about throwing money at anything and everything. The government is paying them. Honestly, it seems like we help everybody else except for ourselves. Let me know in the comment section if I have the wrong idea about that. But if that is true, I mean, it is just crazy. When you think about the amount of money that we spend sending to other countries, and obviously, once again, the famous example right now that we can all look to and we all know of and are all familiar with right now is the Ukraine, right? 60 billion. And now we're paying illegal folks coming into the country. We're paying them. If that is true, once again, I want to emphasize, if that is true, that is just absolutely crazy. When we have our own citizens here who can't afford to put gas in their tank. They're using credit cards to put gas into their car, and we're paying people that are just waltzing into our country instead of giving gas cards to our own citizens or something, paying to do something to have the gas prices lowered to help our own citizens, paying to make sure that our own citizens can afford to eat. I'm just at a loss. I don't even know what else to say. If that is true, I am... Anyway.
Connect that to the policies of the Biden administration. And then you might even be able to remember back to that orange man who was talking about building a wall. And it wasn't a racist wall. It was a wall that just said, hey, we've got a border. And a border, if you want to actualize it, it would be a physical thing known as a wall. And we can all talk about whether a wall makes the most sense, or electronic surveillance, or some part of a wall and some part of electronic surveillance, or moats or alligators or whatever it might be. But the point is, when you take the immigration stuff, that is huge. You take some of the cultural norms, boys or girls and all of that stuff, that doesn't really fly with these people. And then you take the ridiculous language of the woke, the Latinx, Latinx, the Latinx, a word that no Latino person has ever said. It is wildly offensive. Most of the words in Spanish are gendered, right?
Latina.
That's how it works.
Latino.
That's how it works. And they have completely pushed all this nonsense on these people. It's all coming from elite white liberals. That's how it comes from the woke. And they're pushing it on these people.
From my understanding of that language, it is a gendered language. So saying X, I don't know. I feel like you're forcing your beliefs onto another group of people. That's just my opinion. My Latino or Latina brothers and sisters can let me know how y'all feel about that in the comment section. Obviously, I'm not of that ethnic group, so I can't speak on it too much. But just from the outside looking in, it just feels like you're trying to force your ideas onto another group of people because you see yourself as being better than them. So hey, you guys should say X instead of Latina or Latino. You guys should just say Latinx. But like I said, let me know in the comment section. My Latino brothers and sisters, talk to me, please. Make sure your voice is heard for sure. But yeah, we got to clean up our spending. We absolutely have to clean up our spending here in the U.S. It is ridiculous how much money we spend on BS. It's not even just people coming across the border. There's been other situations and circumstances where we just throw money at anything and everything. And it's like, I don't know. Just listening to us just throw money at anything and everything and knowing people are using their credit cards to pay for gas, it's sickening, you know? It really is. It truly is. But as always, you guys can let me know what you thought about all this in the comment section below. Like, share, comment, and of course, hit that subscribe button before you go. Peace and love. I'm out.